Welcome back, everyone. Joining us now is our good friend Mark Ulrich from Hometown Senior Care Advisors. He's a regular on the show, and we always have a nice conversation about talking with about our loved ones, about the future. So, Mark, tell us a little bit about where's the right place, or how can we find the right place for our loved ones?
Well, that's a big question because everybody is different. So what we do with Hometown Senior Care is what we like to do is I kind of get to help with that. I get to ask those questions and from the families and go on that journey and find out what is it that they like. What kind of food do they like? What kind of activities do they like? Some people like big crowds. Some people don't. So we want to make sure that it's almost like kind of like a dating service. Kind of put the person with the place. And you got to find out what is specific to make them happy.
And so, I guess, what are some of the different options that are available locally? Like you said, they're not always the right, that every person can't fit in the one place,
Right, and we have a lot of great places here in Amarillo to choose from. I just left a place, before I came here, I was doing a tour with a family. And, it's there. We have communities, and we have some communities that are, for example, that are independent living. So they're downsizing, so they're going to move into a place where they don't have to mow the grass anymore, that they're able to just enjoy life. Then we have assisted living where some of our seniors may need a little help, a little extra help. Maybe they need help putting on their shoes or their socks or combing their hair. Maybe they need help managing their medication. And then we have memory care. And memory care is for our dementia, Alzheimer patients where they need a little extra help and direction. And we have all of those right here in Amarillo. We can go with a community. We can go with a private care home. Private care home is like living at home, and maybe there's only 3 people that are living there, plus the care staff, versus being in a community where you could be there with 50 or even 200. So depending on what their likes are.
And so, I guess, what does the pay structure look like for some of these local options?
So that's the other thing, they're not aware of what it costs. And I'll just be honest with you, it's not cheap. It's expensive. And so we're looking at starting on the low end. Because, for example, independent, you can get an apartment probably for about $2,500 a month in a community, which is great. But you're looking at going all the way up to some places where they're assisted living or where they're located or what they're offering. It could be as high as $12,000 a month just locally.
And so, if you pick a place and then later change your mind, how hard is it to move from one place to another?
So really, it's just like getting an apartment lease. You give them a 30-day notice, and then you're able to get out of that contract. Always make sure when you get there that you understand that that's a question you ask. That's something that we ask as well, and we'll make sure that we know all of those special things. There are in communities what they call a community fee, and that's for them to get set up in their system and the nurses to get their paperwork and their medication, to get the apartment ready, to help pay for things on the community. It's a one-time only fee. Now, these communities run specials all the time, and you just have to check and ask those questions.
And Mark, how can we find more information? How can they get a hold of you if they have more questions or they need to know more?
So they can reach me at 806-290-5532, or they can reach me at, again, we go through this, I have to remember my email, mark@hometownsca.com. I would love to answer those questions. My services are not, I don't charge them a thing. I do that to help, even if they just have questions or if they need help setting up tours, I'd be happy to help them get set up.
Mark, it's always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
We have more Studio 4 after this.